got an unbelievably unexpected, no predictions of it, and unusual snowstorm up there at our mountain spot. Didn't get the snow here at all. Didn't even get any rain here. Um, and and there was 8 inches of snow, which coming from Colorado didn't seem like much, but that's a huge amount for up there. And not, and now the staff that are up there, my site site manager and our other mechanic staff are cleaning up the mess today because there were tree limbs that ended up getting knocked down in a pretty serious way. So, and no building damage. Some roads that were covered with branches, so to be able to drive on them, you have to remove the branches. But it was quite a storm, and not at all expected. Um, so anyway, that was a most recent event up there in the mountains in Idaho. And I struggle every time I say up in the mountains. It is north of here. And when we were in Colorado, we used to talk about going up in the mountains, and those would have been west of us and north. Here, they're pretty much north. There are some mountains south also and west, certainly even east, but mainly they're north. And but what's different is, I've said this before, we're at 1,800 feet elevation here. Actually, no, we're a little higher, 2,400 feet, I think. But up there in the mountains, we're at 1,800 feet. And that um, is actually warmer there. It's kind of a banana belt. And rarely does it snow. So this 8 inches of snow that we had was pretty dramatic. And I don't believe I have any pictures from it yet because I wasn't up there, and my site manager did take some images, but I don't think that we have them in in my photo album here. By the way, Alicia says to make snow ice cream. She gives a bunch of descriptions of how to do that. Um, isn't it interesting, Mark? I wonder how many other webinars we have all kinds of people's note takers. They're otters here.
Right,
And
I see two others in the
yeah,
audience.
yeah. And I actually did go and buy Otter, and I've been using it. I like it a lot, and it will actually be at webinars that I don't go to live, and it'll take great notes. It actually creates a transcription, and you can then
Right.
listen, you can listen to it essentially like it's live. Any of the screens that were shared, it shows what all the screen sharing was. Works really
Mm,
great. So,
yep.
uh,
Awesome.
and there's a new feature with um, Zoom, Mark, new from a couple weeks ago, and I really don't look at it when we do Zoom calls, which we do a lot of. Is that the chat is below looking at the attendees, and you can see them both at the same time. That's a new feature, which is pretty cool. Um, Alicia was giving her recipe here for making snow ice cream, which it says to take fresh snow, mix it with a mixture of milk, sugar, and vanilla extract until it reaches a creamy ice cream consistency. Key is to stir the liquid ingredient into the snow gradually to achieve the right texture and eat it immediately as it melts quickly. So I haven't done that. That actually could be cool. You'd think
Yeah, that
somebody,
sounds
yeah,
sounds delicious.
well, and you'd think somebody who's lived in snowy climates for a lot of years since 19, the 70s, would have
Wow.
done that, but I never have. It sounds cool because especially if it mixes right. If you can just put the snow in it and just use let's say a spoon and with the vanilla extract and sugar and milk. Um, so we've been talking about it for a year now, but we're gonna use it. Um, I'm gonna share my screen and minimize the chat here. And which one here we want? Screen 2, I believe. Mark's gonna have to tell me if it's showing the screen
Yeah.
that says Zoom. Are you seeing the
Yes.
right screen, Mark? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna move my image over, and then we're gonna go into Chat GPT, and we're going to see just what it gives us if we put into AI. Please, oh, I need to do a new search. So I was doing a different one. Please give me a recipe with the specific amounts of all the ingredients for making snow ice cream. And I'm going to put vanilla. Also, oh, I didn't, I did, so I didn't, it's given it. Look how quick it did. 8
Yeah.
cups of clean, fresh snow, 1 cup of heavy cream. That's what I was looking for, Alicia, was the exact amounts, because I'm going to try this, because we're supposed to get snow again tomorrow. Actually, it looks to me like it's snowing outside right now. It's too warm to snow, but it's overcast. I can see from my office window. 1 cup of heavy cream, half cup of sweetened condensed milk, teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt. Gather this 8 cups of clean, fresh snow. Make sure the snow is not dirty or discolored. Uh, place it in a large mixing bowl. In a separate bowl, whisk together the cream, the milk, the vanilla, the salt. Make sure everything's well combined. Slowly pour the liquid mixture over the snow, gently clearing as you go. Mix the snow until the snow has absorbed the liquid and consistency becomes smooth and creamy. Scoop the snow into bowls or cones and enjoy it immediately if it's served fresh, which is exactly what Alicia said. She gets this stuff, everybody. That is very cool. I've never done it. For those of you watching this as a replay, and that's what a lot of our viewers do, put in the chat when you watch it, and we'll look it up, whether you've ever done it. Alicia, you put the recipe in. Have you ever done it yourself? Put it in the chat. Well, I'm going to just mention it. I've been really using a lot of AI in my life. I don't do, plagiarism with it. I think that's a horrible um, potential use and don't like that at all. I'm sure it's occurring, but and if you notice, I've got a premium version of ChatGPT where it's got look at all these different models that you can use now. This 4.0 mini, you'd think that would be less um, kind of high power, but it's actually more. So the 4.0 mini is is sort of the one of the main model that people are using, and it's fast. So, you know, it says more models. Look at all these different models.
And see all the different settings you got. So I see that you can um, just streamline your results.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I can even do it in columns.
Right.
That will make it easy.
Tables and
Yeah.
all that.
But I've been using this 4.0 mini most of the time because it's fast. So it's
Mhm.
faster for most questions. Um, this one here, this 0, 1 is supposed to give you better reasoning. One of the things
Okay.
that has happened, I know, Chat GPT at least, is that an OpenAI is it's current now up to October of 2024. Let's look and see if that's still that. So I'm putting how current is your data set for information. And see, this is now saying for maybe it's only for this 01. It is not. Look at that. It's now saying 2021 here.
Right.
Oh, let's go to the one that I was using before, 4.0. So now I'm at 4.0.
23.
And there's one that I read that is 24, October 24, which maybe let's try a couple of others here. Let's try this mini. And it's saying mid 2023. Yeah, it's given all kinds of disclaimers saying, you know, it's tricky because there's some things that I cut off in 2021, but it's saying mid 2023. I know one of these groups is actually to 2024. All right, so we're going to do a Google search and say, how recent is the data used to fuel Chat GPT?
Somewhere it said September 24.
Where'd you see that? Where'd you find that? I know what you were looking at.
On your screen, in I think one of the searches on top, it said that.
No, I don't think that it was written then. I think
Oh, okay.
that just is the date it was
Oh, okay.
written. I don't think that's saying when it's recent to. That's
Right.
so,
Right.
uh, showing
Correct.
a single query to ChatGPT can use up to 3 bottles of water. I don't know what I think that's the amount of electricity used. It's kind of telling you that ChatGPT is energy
Maybe
intensive.
maybe DeepSeek, the made in China.
Well, yeah, and I actually do have connection to DeepSeek, but I think I got it on my phone. So let me look it up there because I couldn't get it to load on the computer, but I
Okay.
did get it on my phone. So I have an app for it. Have you tried DeepSeek? Maybe Mark, while I'm doing this, you
Yeah, I
try
can try.
DeepSeek.
Let's see if I can get it open on my computer. I had an account. I think I did open one. All
Actually,
right.
it may be that I did do it on my computer rather than on here because I'm not finding it on.
All right.
Oh, is this DeepSeek? This could be it back here. Let me see what that is. Oh, that's ChatGPT. WebEx. Let's go to all bookmarks and see if it shows DeepSeek. Uh-oh. I think one of my dogs is grabbing something out of my trash can. Okay, so here it
Here's
is.
DeepSeek. Yes.
So it's here, but I I don't have the paid version. I just have this DeepSeek V3. Let's see what it says. I did this before.
Yeah.
I thought I'd done a LastPass for it, but I haven't.
I
Um,
have mine open.
Go ahead. I thought I might have an app. Let me
Uh,
look and see if I do have a DeepSeek app. Did you do yours? And what's it say? How recent is the data? I don't have
let
a
me check that.
I don't have an app.
Okay, it says July 24.
Well, that's more recent. So
Right. But it's made in China, so I don't know how reliable it is.
yeah. It says there's questions it won't answer. I've read that where it
Right.
literally it'll like if you ask it about the protests in Tiananmen Square, which occurred in China, or if you ask it about, you know, what is the politics or the ruling process in China, I guess it won't answer. Um,
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm not going to try it here. Here's what I don't understand. Why is it not showing this? Where is the? I wanted to show you this land matters to the group, and I thought I pulled that up right out here, and it's not there. It's somewhere came up some in another tab. I got way too many tabs open. Anyway, here is a very cool website that I've recently looked at. It's called Land Matters. So the URL is mylandmatters.org. And Mark, make sure to be watching the chat and any attendees that are coming in and seeing if they've got questions or comments and things.
Mhm.
It is a mapping program that focuses on um, natural resource use. So very specifically on mining, you can find where specific mine claims are anywhere in North America, I think. Certainly in the US, you can have the base layers be all kinds of things, LiDAR or topo or aerial photos. Can say whether you wanted to put in roads and cities. A lot of people use it for mining claims. And you can even do, kind of specialized surveys. Free, no cost, a little bit weird to use, but I think it's a great site. And it'll do a lot of things. Here's the home page. It's not just maps. There's all kinds of different services it can provide. There's mining claims, land status. You can tell who owns what, which you can do on Onyx also. Where there are meteorites, what the geology of any given location is. Anyway, Land Matters is the name, but it's mylandmatters.org. So I'm going to close that. One other observation of the last period of time, this is the website for the Idaho Retriever Club, of which I am now the president. And I obviously am having to help create portions of this website now on a regular basis. But what I wanted to point out is how archaic, really, most nonprofit entity, a lot of these clubs, and that's what this is, the Idaho Retriever Club, how poorly put together their websites are. This one's better than a lot, but especially, again, like I said, nonprofits that have as their primary interest some kind of an activity that is used by very specialized groups. So Idaho Retriever Club, it would be for people owning these three kinds of dogs: Chesapeake Retriever, a Labrador Retriever, and Golden Retriever, and was use them for different kinds of hunting and competition perspectives. So this just shows mainly puppy pictures and things that people have done. But anyway, just, it can be added to and done thing, and work done with it. But it's way behind. Look at this. Most recent placements that are in here for people competing were 2022. It literally needs to be, caught up with, because this is old. Again, we should think about this as a business opportunity, which we have. Weebly is a design group for websites that where people want to really be able to make them easily. So anyway, I was looking at this Mining Matters, and then that site came up. So I'm going to go back, and I'm actually going to get rid of some of the Mining Matters just so I can here's one that I wanted to talk about. I was pitch to about this one. I'm scrolling out. Look at all these blue dots. That is where there are pickup sites for this company, Azure, which I'm not going to promote it too much, but basically they are a standard of healthy and abundant life. So there's 21,000 SKUs here. So that means, quite honestly, just products. So a SKU is a product type. Look how broad these pickup locations are. Notice big chunks of some of our western states don't have them. Well, there aren't cities in those parts normally. So it's not like you just, know. But look at this big gap that's here, this big hole where there's nothing. This is South Dakota, North Dakota, a little bit of Wyoming, where this gap area. And look at how we zoom out. We can see them all over the country. That's where you'd move your headquarters to Nevada, just to be safe. But they make everything. Health and beauty, household and energy, nutritional supplements, news garden, outdoor and garden, excuse me. So let's go to a category here and look up something. Let's go to outdoor and garden. I'm looking for fencing, so let's just see if this is a good price. Pretty nice group of stuff. All right, let's look at some others other than this, the fencing. It looks like they make all their own feed packages for eggs, for layers, and chickens and different kinds, and grits. So huge amount of products, and they're actually pretty well priced. And you don't go to a store, you pick them up at a local location. And I haven't ordered anything yet. I'm going to in this next week. But so let's look at sunflower seeds here. From 352 to 53, 55.13. It looks like you can buy smaller quantities, larger quantities. High review. They're in black oil. So Mark, any questions?
I don't see questions. Alicia has a long comment about the future value of land. So I think that's a good piece of information she has. So yeah, other than that, I don't see questions yet.
Okay. So we're going to now look at something that Mark and I have both been working on, which is a platform that you use if you've got lodging. of some kind that you want to be marketing. So it's not for something private like an Airbnb would be for a room in your house or an extra apartment that you have or something of that nature. This is for lodge, multiple bedroom lodging facilities. And there's a whole bunch of these kinds of platforms. This is the one we've chosen. And all I'm going to do is show you a little bit behind the doors of it. But when you go to the website builder, it allows you to build things on the website. We're going to view our website here in just a second. But it's fairly easy to use, and there's all kinds of video that you can add and images, heroes, and columns and such. And we're pretty far along now in our website for the hot springs, and it is rigginshotsprings.com. And Mark designed most of this. I'm proud of him. This is the broad view of the lodging portion of our site. We continue to own land up this direction and way around this corner, then up the hill. We own everything you see in this picture, up a lot higher than what this is, but we do own it. And this is our pool building and our hot springs, hot tub and regular swimming pool. This is potentially hot water in some portions of it from the hot springs. And then we also have some cold water springs that bring water down. This was taken in the early spring, probably when this picture was taken. And now this area which is hot water here goes all the way down to the road that's underneath here. And then it spreads out into puddles, really, not pools. And we need to do something to improve that process, collect more of it. A little more geography. This is our one-lane bridge going across to our site. These are our neighbors, the only neighbors we really have. It's a helicopter operation, and they raise cattle. So this area is a pasture for them in the winter. Anyway, our lodging is in our lodge, which is right up here. It's kind of hidden by the trees. And then we have a beautiful ornamental pond right here. This is the pool building. Again, most of the lodging is right up this way.
The fire crackled.
This is a video we have.
It was the perfect counterpoint to the crisp mountain air. The lodge was alive with the smell.
And are you hearing that? The Mark, or is it?
Yes, we're hearing it.
A good day. Breakfast at Riggins Hot Springs is an event. It's not just fuel for today. The gathering. Hunters trade stories over steaming mugs. The guides talk about the day's prospects. There's a palpable sense of anticipation in the air. I dug into my plate. Eggs cooked to perfection. Crispy bacon. And the coffee? Let's just say it was strong enough to wake the dead. I was ready for anything. The morning mist clung to the mountains. The sun was just starting to burn it off. We set out, our boots crunching on the frost-covered ground. The dogs were excited, their breath clean in the cold air. There's a certain peace that comes with hunting. It's just you and the wilderness. You're surrounded by the sights and sounds of nature. Your senses are heightened. You're attuned to every movement, every sound. We walked for hours, following the dogs as they tracked their prey. The silence was broken only by the occasional call of a bird or the rustling of leaves. It was exhilarating. We broke for lunch on the banks of the Salmon River. Crystal clear water rushed over smooth, polished stones. The guides had outdone themselves. A feast was spread out on a tablecloth. Freshly baked bread, thick slices of ham and turkey, a selection of cheeses, and of course cold beer. It was the perfect way to refuel after a morning in the field. We ate, drank, and swapped stories. The sun was warm on our faces. The sound of the river was a soothing melody. It was pure bliss. The afternoon was dedicated to steelhead fishing. We climbed aboard the jet boat. The engine roared to life. We sped up the river, the wind whipping through our hair. Steelhead fishing is not for the faint of heart. It's a battle of wills between man and fish. But the will is worth it. There's nothing quite like the after the day on the river, we headed back to the lodge. So, a soak in the hot springs was the perfect way to unwind. The water was hot.
That was our hot springs pool.
It eased my aching muscles. Dinner was another feast. We ate like kings. The food was incredible. The company was even better. We talked and laughed late into the night. As I lay in bed, I could still feel the heat of the springs on my skin. The day had been perfect. I couldn't wait to see what tomorrow would bring.
So that's just the video on our website. I can get rid of it here. I don't know why there's not a back key. Let's see if that does anything. It's not doing anything. Let's go back to home. Well, that took us back to the website. So again, I'll just scroll on this page, but just little information about us, some cool pictures, all very recent. I don't know if you can see closely in this picture. Those are not rocks. Those are fish all over here.
Wow. So that's a lot of fish.
Dark. It looks like just I mean, massive. Those are thousands and thousands of fish. That's
Wow.
right outside our lodge area. That was about 2 months ago.
So that's Salmon River, right?
Yes, that's the Salmon River.
Okay.
There's our pond, pool. There's our fishing pond. There's a puppy when she was little bitty, Maya. She's a little bigger now. There's a little different view of the pond. One of our rooms, pretty nice. This is a mountain sheep taken right on the road down a little bit from our ranch. That's a trophy. That's a very, very nice ram. Just right on the road, not very far from us. And we could get that picture that close. These are just examples of what the rooms look like.
Yeah, and they show prices for per night, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
prices per night.
And this one's quite a bit because it's 3 bedrooms. It'll sleep 7 or 8 people. All the ones that are around 200 a night will sleep 4. It'll be 2 queen size beds. A little less expensive for the ones that are 1 bed. There's a 2-bed unit, a 1-bed unit. And when you click on, I'm not going to do it there. I'm going to go back to website builder and go to the site. I don't know why it didn't.
Yeah, you can just click that. Wait. Yeah.
So here's a directly overhead. That one before you saw from down this way, viewing this way across. So that's what's here in the video. So this one's right from up above. This one's from an angle looking at it. And there's really nice view of the fish pond. This is this hot springs water. And we're going to be putting pools, meaning hot tub type pools, all over here and all the way down. And then we'll have a cold plunge right below you get to the river here. The bridge is right over here this way. And you can see all this beautiful open area, grassy area that we can hold weddings, have, you name the outdoor kind of event that we might want to be having. And if you click on accommodations, you'll see that it shows a very specific about each of our suites. And they are all different, really unique in that each one's got a little different look. Queen size beds, the bathroom, obviously a Western outdoors decor description here, but pets, welcome, broadband, the hot tub. This is our living room area where people hang out. The outside of the lodge is what our property boundaries look a little bit like. And then this is a deck in front of one of the two lodging buildings. And we just bought over the weekend a grill for it. So there'll be one sitting out here. And this is in the summer sometime where it's just beautiful out. Not quite as nice now, but a lot of amenities. And then every place got a map. It's actually not a plant map to our place. That's Riggins. Our place is this way, a little bit further down the river here. That's something we might have to change, Mark. Some of the rentals are showing the right location, showing the city of Riggins. So
Yeah, I need to check probably the address was wrong or something. Gotta check that. Yeah, what it does is it picks up from Google the map that shows location.
yeah, but it you'll see that some of them, and these are all showing Riggins now. Yeah, I'm just showing a variety of the different rooms. I don't think we have a picture of Blue Spruce yet, which we've got to be making. But lots of pictures. There's the pool house. There's our bridge across the river, the lodge, another aerial. there's actually more pictures for all of them. This one just has 6. Some of them have more. So then the other thing I wanted to show is we've been spending a lot of time studying sovereignty and the tax laws and any number of things that give the ability to live in a little bit more free type of a life. And this is a great university that teaches courses called Zero Point University. So we highly recommend you could just check it out. We're not endorsing it, but you should look at it and see if it's something you might want to do. It's online, although there is also live, but almost everything. And look at the courses, they're really pretty cool. How to become a secured creditor, set up a tax exempt 508c1a, eliminate debt, mastering credit profile numbers, how to apply for an American passport. So there's a lot of that. Another one that we really are excited about checking out more is Prosperous Legacy Advisors, a group that's based in Costa Rica now, and show you how to do what are called professional private membership associations, and also to set up trusts. And again, nonprofit entities like 508c1as or 501c3s. Great organization. There's another one called House of Marcus. Similar sorts of things, lots of features related to, again, sovereign living. I think Leisha said that she's got a question. This is going to be one of our speakers coming up in the near future, Ryan Margulis, a guy back in Pennsylvania and the East Coast that has a company called Bees and Thank You. And they make, they have a series of food trucks, and they make all kinds of products that use honey from bees that they raise. And it's really pretty cool. And Ryan's going to speak with us in the near future. This is like the tree of good and evil or something back on the East Coast. Isn't that cool looking? It was a failing project in Colorado that I was checking out. We're using biodiesel. And I got pictures of it over here.
But hydrogen is doing pretty good. I heard that you can drive trucks just one fill up and drive like uh, hundreds of miles, something like that.
Yeah, Dennis Weaver was a big promoter of hydrogen, and he really wanted us to be thinking about it in the Institute of Economics, and we have. I didn't mean to go into Kajabi here. We've looked in the back office of Kajabi before, but let me show you a couple of other sites where Logify is being used. And this is a place in the East Coast called Tailwaters Lodge, and pretty cool looking place there. And their accommodations, they have a lot of them also, just like we do. They have 11. Come on. So we crafted our site a lot like they do theirs. Shows all the amenities, where they're located, what their rates are. How busy they are. A little bit of stuff you can get available still. Next week, looks like there's some availability. Not a lot in March. They're not really a winter place. Gosh, hardly anything in April. Not much in May. It's getting farther out, a little bit more in June available. A lot available in July. A lot available in August. A little less in September. Let's see what else. What's another one that I didn't look at yet? I think I got pretty much of what I wanted to show you today. Any other questions from anybody, Mark, or comments?
Yeah, here's a question. Concerns about the future of Antarctica volcanoes beneath the Arctic, particularly those situated under ice sheet, could potentially cause significant ice melt. Okay, so can volcanoes eruption melt ice? That's the question. Ice caps in the future.
I'm not sure what the question is. Is it how are ice caps going to affect volcanoes? Uh,
Right. Like under the ice.
yeah,
Um,
I'm qualified to talk about that very much. I don't know a lot of that. Great topic. I think it's good one for us to be careful about, think about, learn about, but not a real expertise of mine.
right, could be a concern.
Yeah,
We
I
can,
think it is. Could be.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and she said Alicia says if you really want to enjoy life, come to Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. Um, and then score has a score. Okay, so what does this mean? SCORE. You
Yeah,
got a
SCORE is a federal program of
okay.
retired or even active business people who help um, people with new businesses to get their businesses going. So it's a really great program offered by the U.S. Small Business Administration for people that want to be starting their businesses.
Okay. So score is great for starting business. All right. All right. So I think we're caught up with questions.
Do something here real quick. I have not used in the last month or so some of these brand new um,
Yeah, I got
ChatGPT programs to do some
mhm,
images. So I'm going to try something here.
mhm. Yeah, there are a lot of different things you've got added, and I think yeah we gotta try some of these logos, design, video, oh, all kind of stuff. Yeah, my friends are using AI for music, and they're writing music with AI.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm going to do this one that just based on what we just talked about here. Oh, not Volvanco. I wanted to say volcano. Volcano erupting through an ice cap. See what it does. I ask you to make a photorealistic image of a volcano erupting through an ice cap. Are we still sharing my screen, Mark? We're still seeing this, right?
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Wow, look at this.
All
Wow,
right.
that is very cool.
Yep. See all
What a
those ice going in smoke. So
lava.
yes. So most of the smoke is going to be like vapor or other gases coming out.
Well, yeah, it would be gases from a volcanic action, so it's not just vapor. No, this would be,
Okay.
there would be, molten rock and all of
Mm-hmm.
that is now going into the air. So there'd be a lot of particulate in it. That's why
Right.
from when, I did live through a volcano here in the United States back in 1990 when Mount St. Helens exploded and erupted and blew off the top of it of the volcano, and I lived 300 miles away, and we still got a lot of ash from it. So there's
Was in California?
no in
Okay.
Idaho, but
Okay.
Moscow, Idaho, up at the University of Idaho, um, and the winds blew the ash directly in our direction.
Oh. And how does it affect the climate and like
Well, it probably does dramatically. I don't study that area well, but it would certainly in the short term, it would have climatic effects just because of impacting sunlight and any number of other climatic situations. In the long term, probably, a little less predictable of what it might do, but it would be pretty dramatic.
mm,
Let me see if
yeah,
let's try it to do one other image here.
okay.
Okay, so my search is show an image of realistic image of a volcano. No, I didn't say photorealistic. A volcano dust settled on a housing area from a volcano. I didn't say photorealistic, so we'll see what it does. That's pretty realistic.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah,
looks like snow. I mean, look at that.
right.
That's snow.
Ashes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the way it looked in Moscow, Idaho, after Mount St. Helens blew up.
Mm.
That's
So
thicker than it was, but we were a lot more than, this is 50 miles. So you look how close that big volcano would be. And
wow.
we're going to end this on a real fun note.
Okay. Oh, that's about me.
Well, it doesn't know you, so I can't
Yes.
imagine how it can do anything. But I am going to put in a band in Bangladesh, so at least it'll maybe
Okay.
show that. So let's see what we get.
Maybe you'll say, I don't know, Mark.
It might. Maybe it'll say that. Who's Mark?
Thinking, right? Okay. Oh, it's doing something. All right.
Yeah, that's how young Mark looks. That's him.
Yep, that's pretty close.
What in the heck is this guy standing on people's hands out in the crowd?
Crowd surfing with his guitar. All right.
And it looks like they're playing on Bourbon Street in in New Orleans. That's kind of what it does look like.
But they got flag from Bangladesh. Those flags.
Oh, do they? Are those Bangladesh flags? There, yeah.
Yes, green
All
and
over
red.
it. Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's interesting.
So how badly is the drum set? Is it set up right? You
That's
could,
pretty accurate. That's how I set up. Yes. Yep. And I tried to get more pieces up there, but yeah, if I had like
so
if
tell
I
me
had
what more? How many more pieces? What would else could you do? Have something out
yeah, I would
about,
have few more couple of more symbols, at least one more big one, and then maybe two small toms.
okay?
Yeah, that's about it. I think that's pretty decent set.
Uh, oh, yeah, this guy crowd surfing playing his guitar though. That's a little
Right.
unrealistic there. I don't know about the photorealism of that. Plus, what do you notice a little bit about this audience? A little hard to tell, but man, we got another guitarist. Look at this. This guy's out
Yes,
in the audience
he's
too, playing his guitar. Um,
right.
but it's almost every concert I've ever seen. Who are the people right next to the stage? Women,
Those are either
guys.
that or volunteer or security
Well,
volunteers,
yeah, it could be some security, but it's not guys. It's
right?
women. It is guys. It's
Exactly.
a lot of guys. Well, anyway, um, thought we'd end it on a kind of a fun note. So we got a volcano erupting with ash.
Hmm.
We got and this is pretty realistic. I think this is
Yes.
a lot like what it would look like if it was coming up through an ice cap. That's pretty cool. How it can do that. So, wow. And this one, how does it decide you're going to have? And it looks like doesn't it look like these vehicles kind of got wrecked? Look, I guess was parked up on the sidewalk. Looks like this
Yes.
erupting volcano has kind of disrupted life here in this little place.
Yes. And nobody's outside. Like just one
Now we
guy
got this
standing.
guy walking here in the
One
middle of
guy.
the house over here. Somebody's over here at this car right up there.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
and it looks like these things have kind of got abandoned in place there. I don't know.
Yeah. Like a ghost town, right?
Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been fun as always. I miss doing this. We'll be back next week. I don't think there's. Oh, well, there is actually. We'll definitely have a replay, but I'm going to be up at the hot springs and with some really special guests. Maybe I'll be able to convince them to be and do it with me. And you've actually heard them before. We've talked with them, Kendra and John, who are coming from Texas to visit us up at the hot springs. And we're going to have some fun with them up there. Well, Mark, thank you. Thank you, all the audience. You guys are great. Going to make some snow ice cream as soon as the next time it snows here. Hopefully, don't have a volcano. We don't want to be a predicting of things in the future. We got a bunch of them around here, by the way. So it would
Right.
be dramatic if it happened. And yeah, we want to see
I
Mark's
want to
band,
be doing that. Yes.
band guys too.
Definitely. Yes.
All right, everybody.